those already on the market?
When the drug companies test their drugs and submit their evidence to the FDA to get approval, they don't have to compare the new drugs with old drugs to treat the same condition. They just have to compare their new drugs with a placebo, a sugar pill, which means that all they are really showing is that the new drug is better than nothing.
Due to lax government regulation, prescription drugs end up flooding the market. A powerful example of this new market saturation is the exploding number of allergy medications.
Allergies used to take the fun out of games. Now, I'm cleared and clear.
The most successful new drug in this class was Claritin, a blockbuster that earned more than $3 billion in its best year. Other companies strongly push their own prescription antihistamines in order to garner a piece of this lucrative allergy market.
Yesterday, allergies took you out of it. Today, Allegra can help bring you back.
You know about Allegra, but you should know about Allegra D. It just may be music to your ears.
I looked at the last 7 years, 1998 through 2004, and during those years, only 14% of newly approved drugs were actual new chemical compounds classified as being likely to be better than drugs already sold. Most new drugs, ostensibly new drugs, were just old chemical compounds, not likely to be any better than anything on the market. These are called Me Too drugs.
It's not difficult to create a Me Too drug, and it's not expensive to create a Me Too drug. It's expensive to make novel compounds, because for every one drug, there are 2,000 drugs that fail. But for every one drug that's a Me Too, you're batting 1,000 when you make a Me Too drug.
What the drug companies are doing now is concentrating on lifestyle drugs that can be marketed to vast numbers of people, and the market can be easily expanded.
When diet and exercise aren't enough, adding Lipitor can help lower your bad cholesterol from 39 to 60%.
Let me give you an example. The top-selling drug in the world now is Lipitor, Pfizer's Lipitor. This is a drug of the statin type to lower cholesterol. But it's a Me Too drug. It's the fourth of 6 very similar statin drugs now on the market.
I needed to lower my cholesterol. My doctor told me about Zocor.
Vytorin treats the 2 sources of cholesterol.
Crestor, along with diet, can lower bad cholesterol by up to 52%.
There's a lot of debate about whether we benefit as a public from having 5 different statins that the industry devotes a whole lot of money to promoting in order to compete with each other.
The marketing goes mainly to convince people that one Me Too drug is better than another, despite the lack of any evidence on that score.
Once one company starts to advertise its product and creates what's called brand awareness of its product, it's got the Campbell's soup or the Nike. Another company that wants to promote its drug feels it can't afford to stay on the sidelines. So it creates this sort of vicious circle where everybody's advertising.
The feeling of asking your doctor about Viagra.
For example, the Viagras of the world. In 1994, $265 million a year went to consumer advertising. In 2004, in the first 5 months of 2004, the same amount of money went to advertise only erectile dysfunction drugs.
If a relaxing moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? You can be with Cialis.
More and more men are making the move to Levitra. Maybe it's time you discovered what all the excitement's about.
When we pay the higher and higher prices for drugs, that's the cost that we in the United States are paying for.
This marketing is the real name of the game. They've become vast marketing machines now. And if you could stop the Me Too market, you would stop the promotional activities to a large extent.
Nexium.
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 Nexium. People are asking their doctors about it. And if you call 1-800-4-NEXIUM, you'll learn about a free trial offer.
Today's purple pill is Nexium.
Nexium, the new purple pill, is probably the prime example of how the pharmaceutical industry can sell anything. They can take an old drug and they can sell it as a new drug. Nexium is really the same thing as Prilosec.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about America's most prescribed acid-control medicine.
In the early 1990s, Prilosec burst onto the scene as an innovative prescription drug to treat heartburn. When Prilosec's maker faced the expiration of its patent, it knew it was about to lose its exclusive right to market the drug. Gene Carbona, a sales rep for Prilosec during this time, explains one way the company addressed this challenge.
We were going to be losing $6 billion a year in revenue. And we knew that that was going to have a very strong effect on our company's bottom line. And our company had to answer to the shareholders and the other members. So what they did is they licensed in a drug that was very, very similar, being Nexium.
Now the makers of Prilosec introduced their new purple pill, Nexium.
There's only one specific difference. It's got one little S isomer, and other than that, it's the same exact drug. It inhibits about the same amount of acid. It's got about the same side effect profile. It's basically the same thing, and it's also purple. In the final 2 years of promotion, we were trained on how to cannibalize our existing market share over to Nexium, even while we still had responsibility for Prilosec.
Across America, doctors who specialize in acid reflux disease have switched more patients to the purple pill, Nexium, than to any other prescription of its kind.
By 2004, the popular purple pill was available in 3 almost identical versions, but priced at vastly different amounts, ranging from $24 a month for over-the-counter Prilosec to $171 for the new prescription drug Nexium.
No amount of hard, cold facts about this drug could hold back its progress in the American marketplace. And it's a good example of how broken and corrupt our marketplace really is, because it simply started advertising to the consumer, pushing this new drug to doctors, dropping samples. It became the most advertised drug product in the United States, and it's hugely successful. And the fact that there's both an over-the-counter version of Prilosec and a generic version available makes no difference, because our system has no way of shedding any light on this for the basic consumer.
It's a classic campaign, very successful, and there are other manufacturers that are out there that know that their products are going off shelf life and promoting not generics, but they're promoting their new branded product, which is almost the same.
It's remarkable what this industry is able to do and how they're able to create images of drugs as either being new or more effective or safer than older drugs, when all of the underlying information points totally in the opposite direction.
Your blood pressure may have gone from normal to high overnight. New government guidelines mean millions need a checkup. Do you?
At the same time that drug advertising is pushing people to their doctors, experts are busy redefining what it means to be sick.
All you have to do is change the definition of high blood pressure, and you can increase that market by tens of millions of people, or change the definition of high cholesterol.